platform, it is once again time for the Custom Card Monthly Stream Extravaganza. My name is GoldenNova Yu-Gi-Oh! Bringing you that good dueling goodness 24/7, except when we are not. Today we're starting a little early because I've got something that is not Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've got to get to today. So we're going to bring in 5 different people who have brought in 5 different batches of custom cards. We're going to talk about them, we're going to rate them, and then we're all going to have a spectacular friggin' time. Hello everyone who's here. Mega Combi, Grimbo McVrimbo, definitely top 10 names in chat by the way. Tempest Catalyst, who is summoning the mighty Maharaga, which I will immediately die to because I do not have any kind of countermeasure. Not that it would work if I did. I'm seeing Shauna Hart. I'm seeing Texas G25. I'm seeing Jerry Arkham. And Giant Dwarf is coming in with the tier 1 sub for 19 months. Giant Dwarf, thank you so much for the incredible support over the years. It has been a bit. Good to see you around these parts again, partner. How we doing today? For June, can you rebrand as Golden Pride Nova? Remind me. I know myself, I'll forget, but remind me. That is something I gotta do it. I gotta do it for all the bisexuals out there. All of my fellow bis out there. I will carry our pride. Could you use your premonition review powers to summon wind-based support? Works well for ancient gear. Yeah, once I do Speedroid Explained, I got you covered. Thank you, everybody. Glimbo. Hey, Blue Gem, how's it going? So yeah. We're starting early, so no rush for anyone who's supposed to be presenting, of course, because their scheduled time is noon. But anyone who is here right now, and I'm gonna make sure we go in order just in case they're here right now. Almento, Blitzwolf, Zeldreka, Mega Combi, and then Blaze. That's the 4. I see Combi is here. Are Almento, Blitz, or Zeldreka here? I'm praying for no scuff. Absolutely. But, I mean, it wouldn't be a Nova stream without the scuff, so really, I think we might need to have a little bit of a technical difficulty. The question is, what technical difficulty can we force beforehand? That'd be on brand. Yesterday was so scuffed. It was wild. I don't know what happened. I didn't see anything about an outage. I didn't see anything about internet being wonky. It's weird. Because it's important when it comes out, can we get a Gundam Breaker 4 launch stream in December? That's pretty far out. We'll see where we're at. I do like me some Gundam, but I don't know anything about the Gundam Breaker series. The platform could fall out of orbit. That's a bit too much scuff. I'm gonna draw a hard line at any actual station functions failing, alright? Life support has to stay up, our geosynchronous orbit needs to be maintained, and our structural integrity needs to stay intact. These are like my 3 minimums before I do anything. When I wake up in the morning, those 3 have to be set. Anti-gamer violence? Come on, folks. This is supposed to be a safe haven for gamers. Oh, we got our own Deskbot Gundam in the game. Gonna make it, and no one can stop me. Oh, if we can get a Deskbot Gundam, that's my new game. I ain't playing nothing else. I'm playing that 24/7. Can the artificial gravity be briefly switched off for comedic purposes? Oh, we can switch off artificial gravity for comedic purposes anytime we want. I'm A-okay with this one. Gotta get a Despot 10 Gundam. Despot 9 already kind of be a Gundam, so I'm down with that. Okay, so. Mega Combi, if you're available, we can get started now. But before we get started, I did want to show something off because I was looking around the house randomly. And I found like a little pile of random magic cards. I don't know how long I've had it. But this has got to be one of my favorite arts for any card ever conceived. Let me get the zoom function here actually, because that's gonna look terrible without a little restructuring. Okay, zoom. No, no, it's not the zoom. It's the focus. Yeah, look at that. Look at those frogs. Look at them frogs. Polymorphist's jest. Very funny. My favorite frog is Frog Dad. The Gitrog monster does have a dad bod. Like, let's be real here. And when you eat that many lands, you know, that's just bound to happen. I also think I just messed up my frame rate by doing that, but you know what? We do a lot for comedy. Oh, also, I changed the zoom. We gotta unzoom that. Right. Whip. Resync. Alright, cool. My man never seen ATOG. I've seen ATOG, alright? I've seen some classics. Frog OTK? Yeah, that's how you do the Frog OTK in Magic the Gathering. Okay, so. I've shut off my goofy little card. Turned off this background music. Heading back over to the Discord. I'm going to head over to the room. And let me make sure I pull up Mega Combi's cards first. Should be these ones. That's awesome. And let's head over. Oh no, yours are the Discord cards, aren't they? Yeah, they're the Discord card ones. Never mind. This is the wrong one. This is for someone else. Okay, yeah. Folks, you're about to have your mind turned into fruit salad because this is about to get bonkers. Hey, Combi, how's it going?
Hi, going great actually.
Good to hear. Let me go ahead
Got
and
up
get
5 p.m. Living life.
Hey! Oh, okay, now is it I slept till 5 p.m. and I feel rested, or I slept till 5 p.m. because my depression beast was holding me down?
Oh, I feel rested.
Good.
I just don't have a sleep schedule.
Ah, well, hey, you know. As long as it gets you those 40 winks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've got it pulled up on Discord. Let me go ahead and get this visualized here. Ba-ba-ding. Folks, Mega Combi is on some next level nonsense. We're making new card types.
It's time for red card.
It's time for red card.
I chose red card because of the classic new card type being red. That was why it's red.
Yeah, like everyone has been speculating that, and honestly, they're not wrong. We need the red card type. They've done blue twice.
Something I have realized, one of the reasons I think they do not want to do red is it goes really badly with the fire logo. Water kind of works because the outside of water is black rather than blue, so it works with the blue cards.
Okay, all right.
You'll the bonus card, you can see it like really blends in with red. It's not terrible, but that might be why they don't do it. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I kind of see what you're getting at now. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go get the timer started. Shall I start with your handy guide to the avatar card type?
Yes. So avatars, they're like my take on kind of like a hero card for an archetype, as what's originally intended as really strong legacy support for archetypes that need it.
Oh yeah, that funny that I brought the Magic the Gathering card because they have like a version of that in there, right? For like old,
it's like kind of like a commander.
Sick. All right, so you can only have one avatar card in your deck list at all. You start the game with it face up in the extra deck and requires an extra deck slot to use. In the top box, they have a deck building requirement and an effect which is a hard once per turn that you can activate while they're in the extra deck. In the bottom box, they have a summoning condition and their monster effect. You can only avatar summon once per turn. You can avatar summon to the main or extra monster zone. And if they leave the field instead, return them to the face-up extra deck. No levels, no ranks, no ratings. Okay. So they have their own little zone that they hang out in, and they always go back there if they would go anywhere else. So we can replay them.
This also means that their monster effects are effectively hard once per turn, because there's no way to remove them from the field and put them back.
Okay, alright. Alrighty. So, starting things off, we have Worm Alpha Mind, a light avatar monster with 0 attack and 3,000 defense. For its avatar effect, your deck and extra deck must contain at least 26 other light reptile worm monsters. Yes!
One for each letter of the alphabet.
Let's go! You have to run the whole alphabet, baby! Alright, once per turn, special summon a reptile monster from your deck in face-up attack position or face-down defense position, then send a reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard, then add a W Nebula card and or a card which mentions reptile monsters from your deck to your hand. That's a lot of good effects.
You do have to run 23 minimum main deck worm monsters, to be fair.
Yeah, no, for a deck that requires you to take that much real estate, having a built-in way to work around that, I think, is valid. Also, Borger with a shotgun, thank you for the 6 months tier 1 subbing. Thank you so much. Alright, now as a monster, you can avatar summon this from your extra deck by attributing 1 or more monsters. Just any of them. Okay. If this card is avatar summoned, send reptile monsters from your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of monsters attributed for this card summon. So you attribute 3, you get to Snake Rain for 3. Yep. Once per turn, fusion summon a reptile fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion material mentioned on it from your field or graveyard. Once per turn as a quick effect, you can target one other reptile worm monster you control. Once this turn, you can activate one of this card's effects as a quick effect this turn. Once per turn, quick effect, target one other monster you control, change it to face-up attack or face-down defense position. Okay.
So worms are really bad.
Terrible.
That's why I've got to do this.
Yeah. Now, the cool thing about it is that we have the avatars, and I don't want to sound reductive here, but, you know, design spaces do have similarities. We're effectively using avatars so far as a way to add, like, skills to a particular deck. And honestly, with the requirement of having to play every other worm, this thing could have an alt win condition on here, and it would still probably be fair and balanced. And I like the things that it does allow you to do. It shunts all of our cards into the graveyard, is a Miracle Fusion to help make 0, which is our arguably best card.
0 is actually insane.
0 is cracked! It's ridiculous.
If there was a Miracle Fusion for 0, it would maybe actually be good.
And so that's why we have Alpha Mind. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next one. We've already burned through 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and go Mist Valley Lightning Lord. The boy. Alright, so it is a wind avatar monster with 2600 attack, 2400 defense. Requirement is that you can only play wind monsters. Your deck and extra deck must contain at least 10 other Mist Valley cards. So we gotta play, like, the whole lot of them.
Well, you can play multiples, so you could play, like, 3 of, I'm forgetting card names except for Baby Rock, but Baby Rock. Good to play 3 Baby Rock.
Man, what a rip. Okay, once per turn, activate a Mist Valley field spell from your deck, then return 1 monster you control to the hand. Then you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon a wind monster. If it's level 5 or higher, you can normal summon it without tributing. Oh, wow. So, Divine Wind is active. The bounce triggers. Normal summon anything. And then on a new chain, we get the Divine Wind summon. Alright. You can avatar summon this card from your extra deck by returning 2 wind monsters you control to the hand. Once per turn as a quick effect, target 1 card on the field. If you control the target, draw a card, then return the target to its owner's hand. Then this card gains 500 attack.
So it always returns the card to the hand, but if it's yours, you also get to draw a card.
Got it, got it. Okay.
Also, the 500 attack being a play on Thunderlord.
Yeah, it's got that original flavor in there, so it feels reminiscent of the guy. Okay, alright. I dig. It's kind of the things that it wants to have. It has easier access to a limited field spell, so now it basically always has access to it. But it's specifically for Mist Valley. And it plays around a lot of things, like having high tribute monsters, but no way to actually do it efficiently. Now I'm looking forward to everyone asking for Apex Avian to be banned.
Yay!
Yay.
Let's ban more wind monsters.
Get them out of here. Stormwind was just the beginning. Okay, so everything about Gotham's Wise Commander is sending me for a loop here. I'm gonna... Okay, so it's an Earth Avatar monster, 3100 attack, 2600 defense, and I gotta art review really quickly. Over the course of attempting to draw this and observing him for hours, I have realized two things. One, Gotham's armor is ludicrously detailed, far too much so for my skill level. And two, I am so fucking attracted to him, and I could not agree with you more. What a steadfast, attractive individual.
Oh, I don't know. Something about him.
There's strong, stable. Like, he doesn't have daddy energy, but very big father energy.
Yes.
Very. Alright, so, as an avatar, its requirements, you can only play Earth monsters, and your deck and extra deck must contain X-Saber monsters of at least 3 types. That is probably the easiest requirement we've seen so far, and any requirement that makes me play X-Sabers is one I'm happy to fulfill.
The issue is, all of the good X-Sabers are Beast Warrior and Warrior type. I looked.
Beast Warrior and Warrior, okay. What type
like the old one?
Is Dark Soul Beast?
Dark Soul is Beast.
Oh, well then there we go.
Yeah. It's less powerful like in like modern kind of scale though. It's like good, but slow for modern times, so I feel like it's okay to kind of pump that. Also the only Earth requirement, I feel, limits things a lot.
Fair. Alright, so, as its avatar effect, once per turn, you discard a card, then special summon an X-Saber monster from your hand or deck, then until the end phase, if a monster you control attacks, it gains 400 attack. Mwah. Simple, clean, thematic. And it gets that Gotham's effect. Yeah. Alright. As an actual monster, you can avatar summon this card from your extra deck by attributing Earth monsters you control whose total levels equal 9. Excellent. This card is treated as a synchro monster while face up on the... I'll get back to that in a second. This card is always treated as an X-Saber card. Also a good callback to the original. Once per turn, quick effect. Tribute a monster. Set a Gotham's or Saber Speller trap card from your deck or graveyard. If you tributed an X-Saber monster, you can activate that card this turn. And once per turn during the main phase as a quick effect, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material.
Lets you get, like, Hyunlei on your opponent's turn.
Sick! Okay, so the fact that it's treated as a synchro monster, that's important for Gotham's second call, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that lets you activate that.
Because you need an X-Saber synchro monster on the field.
Got it. Okay. Something about that was ringing a bell, but I wanted to confirm. So we have access to that. It's always an X-Saber, because it always should have been. Thank you, Commander Gotham's, for your service. It tributes any monster, but we can immediately activate it if it's an X-Saber, so we can just get regular emergency call and then pop off like a maniac.
And, like, during your opponent's turn, if you tribute an X-Saber, you could grab a Saber Hole or something and have access to
God, because that is a Saber. You weren't looking to pendulum summon, were you? Begone!
I'm putting you in the hole.
You're getting the hole.
God, I wish the Saber Hole weeping looking at Gotham. Oh. I'd apologize, but I'm not sorry.
And never apologize.
Truly Golden Nova, Golden Pride Nova.
Absolutely, that's I gotta take my headphones off, put my hat back on. That was so funny. Jesus, fuck. Okay, we're back in on this one. Let's go ahead and head to our next monster, Ally of Justice, Warmind, a dark avatar monster with 1800 attack and 1400 defense. Requires you cannot play any light monsters, and your deck and extra deck must contain at least 10 dark machine monsters. Very good, very thematic. Once per turn, send a Dark Machine monster from your deck to the graveyard to special summon a Dark Machine ally monster from your deck. As a monster, you can avatar summon this from your extra deck by tributing a Dark Machine ally monster. So any of those can turn into our best monster. Monsters your opponent controls and in your opponent's hand and grave become light. If this card is avatar summoned, special summon a Dark Machine ally synchro monster from your extra deck by banishing synchro material from your deck. If you control a Dark Machine ally synchro monster as a quick effect, change a monster your opponent controls to face down defense position.
That should have a once per turn on it. That's my bad.
Okay. So the way this is worded, I assume, is also to work with all the Gen X ally cards, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're also part of the Allies of Justice.
That's true, they are. They're a good old half and halves.
I support them.
Heck yeah. Thank you. That's what the A stands for in LGBTQIA. Ally of Justice.
Ally of Justice.
So actually it's LGBTQIAOJ. Be up to date, folks.
The stat line, of course, being a reference to I think it's just Allied Justice Mind. Like, it's the level 5 normal monster.
Yeah, that big tuner.
Yeah.
Ally Mind.
Ally Mind, that's it. It's just Ally Mind.
Yeah. Which we can still summon!
Yippee!
Okay, so we get that. That's not... But that doesn't just summon Arms of Gen X. That's a whole... Yeah, returns... This doesn't get us Return 0, but this does still get us, like, Cataster. Field Marshal
and
now
also,
becomes a reasonable summon.
It also you get all the Gen X allies.
Oh, right,
like,
the Gen X ally synchro monsters.
Yeah. Like, Triarm, I think. I had to remember a lot of cards whilst doing these.
Okay, yeah, so we get those. Oh, Axel's gonna be so cracked with this. Pitch a card, get it one for free, double the... Oh, that's gonna be... Oh, I'm digging this one. All right. Oh, and of course, the fact that we can now make decisive armor and then always make sure that hand effect works out is fantastic. That's my favorite part. Okay, lastly is War Council of the Ice Barrier. A water avatar monster with 2800 attack and 2300 defense. Its requirement is you can only play water monsters, and your extra deck must contain at least 3 ice barrier monsters with different types.
I have your 3 dragons.
Yeah, so there's...
Because there's a Sea Serpent, a dragon, and then you can either do Deloran or the new worm, I think there is.
Wait, Lancey is a worm?
I think Lancey is a worm? I might be wrong.
I might have always skipped it.
Deloran.
Yeah, Deloran is always there, of course. I'm turning the timer off. 1 second. No, I'm gonna finish this out. Don't worry about it. The Gotham's portion making me laugh so hard.
Oh no, Lancey is a dragon, but you can do it with
Okay. But yeah, we just
Deloran.
It makes me want to play Deloran, which is good because Deloran's a good boy. Okay. Once per turn, it adds an ice barrier card from your deck to your hand, then shuffles a card from your hand into the deck. Then you can special summon an Ice Coffin token, which is a level 1 water aqua with 1000 attack and 0 defense, in attack position to your opponent's field. Then if you do, special summon an ice barrier monster from your hand. Maybe even the one you just added.
There's a couple of ice barriers which need your opponent to have a card. So give them a water monster, which is also good because it lets you use things like Shock Trooper and stuff.
Yeah! Okay, so as a monster, you can avatar summon this from your extra deck by shuffling 3 ice barrier monsters with different names from your hand, field, and or grave.
The joke here being it's the 3 original generals.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess shuffling implies that it goes into the deck. But yeah, so get those 3 back into the deck. If you control
sorry. I wrote these up while I was tired.
Oh, no, you're good. Okay, if you control another ice barrier monster, your opponent cannot destroy cards with card effects, just at all. They're not allowed. Once per turn is a quick effect, tribute any number of other Ice Barrier monsters you control to special summon Ice Barrier monsters from your hand or deck. Then you can immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material.
That should be the same number of cards. Man, I did not type to check these.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good parallel there. It makes sense that it gives you the option to tribute multiple to get multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, yeah, I like the, I love the Avatar effect in the extra deck because one of the strongest cards the deck has access to outside of its synchro monsters is the generals. They are outrageously powerful, but like with most dual terminal things, we just don't have good ways to access our higher leveled monsters. This fixes that, and then it gives them the tokens to our opponent's tokens so that we can mess with them with our other effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is pretty solid. I dig. Is there anything else about the ice barriers or any of the other avatars? We kind of had to skip over them, but is there any? Not skip over. We had to kind of rush over. Is there any other info we haven't touched on yet?
Nah, I kind of dropped things where I wanted to.
Alrighty. Well, let me go ahead and grab the Nova scale. First of all, novelty. Yeah, it's a 5. Not, one might say it's because I'm a sucker for dual terminal stuff. That is true. But also, you just inherently created a new extra deck type out of nowhere. So, I don't know how I can give any less than a 5 on that one. Objectivity. These are really cool and interesting. I can't gauge it against any kind of rulings that exist right now or existing problem-solving card text because it's so new. Power level-wise, I think even the most busted ones in this require you to play a whole bunch of old dual terminal cards. It's like playing a whole bunch of bricks in your deck. As such, I don't think any of these effects that we've seen are particularly broken. The closest one is, of course, X-Sabers, which has the best track record out of all of them, but as you pointed out, and I agree with, time has not been favorable to X-Sabers, so even as powerful as they are, I still think it's reasonable, so I think it's a 5. Versatility. Now, I think taken individually and also as an amalgam card type, it has to be a 1.
Yeah.
Arguably, because even, like, these fit in perfectly with their own decks, but, like, I could see Orcust running Ally of Justice Warmind.
Mm-hmm.
They're already
Warmind is probably the one that is too powerful. It should have more limits, but
yeah, but like even if
I got
you
so
use
sad
this...
looking at Ally of Justices.
they need the help. They deserve it. They work so hard. But like even if they use this, what are they accomplishing, right? They get an ally monster. With the Avatar effect, it's only the main deck ally monsters. So, like,
I guess they could make Barone, but I feel like that's not the worst thing that Orcust could do. Like, they could summon Birdman as a tuner. I think there's an Orcust level 7. I don't know Orcust.
Yeah. Nightmare Orcust.
Mm-hmm.
The scary thing is changing your opponent's hand engraved to light and then summoning out Ally of Justice Quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't lock out the extra deck of non-lights, and it doesn't lock out the deck of non-lights. So it's not like a vacuum seal of a floodgate, but it's a little scary. There's like, I would say given any kind of game mechanics that would, or not game mechanic, game design that might allow for it, I think a 2 in versatility for like any offshoot cards. And honestly, I think it's cool whenever you, when cards like this have usage outside of what was intended. I'm just glad it's not going to turn into anything outlandish. For now, we'll see what happens.
Quarantine is also a 1700 attack monster. You can probably beat over it.
Yeah. A normal summon can sneeze on that and it'll go away. So 2 in versatility and awesomeness. Now this is getting a 5 because I am a sucker for dual terminal stuff. That is absolutely happening here. But I think it's really cool. I love that you made bespoke art for some of these as you were able to. The thought process that went into not just how these cards would work with these particular archetypes, but just how the mechanic itself would operate is very fleshed out, it feels like. I dig. I think it's really cool. So 5 in awesomeness. The dual terminal avatars get a 17 on the Nova scale. Thank you so much for sharing. This was awesome.
No problem. I had a great time.
I'm always glad to hear.
Is there anybody else here yet? Because
Is...
if not, I would like to be very greedy and watch the replay.
Oh, that's true. We do have a replay. Okay, I'm looking for Blitzwolf, Zaldreka, Almento, or Blaze. Are you here? And while I'm asking the question, I'm already pulling up the thing.
I may have fumbled a couple things here, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing that doesn't isn't. I think the one thing I messed up is in the resolution of using your interrupts, which is not the actual combo.
Okay, let me resize this page here. Oh, wait.
Blaze is here.
What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. I am... Discord, go away. Dueling book, there we go, thank you. Was this fine as it was? Okay, it's fine as it is. I'm just going to push it out to the side. Okay, so we have Marikobe.
I will reset the hand a couple times just because there's one specific thing I wanted to show off, so I just do a hand until I can use that.
Okay, all right. Boom. So, we're leading with Alpha Mind because we have the requirements all set up here.
It would start in the extra deck normally. Dueling Book doesn't have,
Yeah, we can't code in extra card types yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so got that in the extra deck. I have its effect. Summon Worm Ugly, the cutest of the worms. Send Curse to graveyard because they light reptile. We got W Nebula Meteorite. Wait, how do we get Snake Rain?
It mentions reptiles.
Send a, and add a or okay, all right, cool. Tribute for Worm Queen because it only needs one worm for a tribute summon. Worm Ugly brings itself back to the opponent's side of the field. Normal summon Black Mamba, my favorite part.
Special summon Black Mamba.
A special summon Black Mamba. My favorite part of the hit television show Megamind.
True.
Okay, it's
Don't remind me of the TV show.
It's actually going to be brilliant. We're just not giving it. The trailer was just bad. It has to be good. Okay, so that goes to defense position. We're sending Naya. And then we're going to Snake Rain.
Way to activate Black Mamba's effect on your first turn.
Ah, yes! Ugly, thank you for your service. Once again, carrying the entire Worm archetype. Okay, sending Illidan. Send Lynx. Okay. Sending Victory. Send Yagan. Queen, tribute itself. Summon another... You're joking me.
This is an actual thing you could do.
That's incredible. Okay, so... Use the effect...
I double-checked this in another simulator to make sure that you could do this, but you could do this.
No, you're... Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's like, yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, so that turns into King. Because they're the same level. So I got that. Activate the effect of Curse. Tribute the Black Mamba. Bring back Curse. Curse effect. Bring back Naya. Naya gets to spell a trap card. Are we getting... Oh, Ogdoatic Water Lily. Let's go.
What an insane card.
How did they print this? In the same set where they're like, we're going to break Snake Rain, we're also going to make the best follow-up possible. Okay, so we get Nunu because all we control are reptiles. And link those to offer A-Frame, M-Frame. Pitch the Aaron to distribute 8 counters.
Yep. All on my poor little Worm Ugly. That's an alien now.
Okay. Water Lily. Send a reptile. We're sending Illidan. We're going to special summon Worm Victory. We're going to link... No, we're not attributing them for Alpha Mind. So it's going to send 2. Sending Yagan and Apocalypse. Thank God we got Apocalypse out of the deck. Alright, use... It's on-field effect. Banish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into a maximum power Worm 0 with all the fixins. 3,000 attack. Activate effect. Bring back Apocalypse face down. Effective Worm Alpha Mind. Set the victory for its effect. Later on. Worm 0 activate its effect.
Draw a card.
Drawing a card. And we're going to set the Nebula Meteorite. And we pass turn.
So at this any may point, look unassuming.
Oh, how about you run them through it? Tell the folks at home what this is.
Victory, when flicked up, will destroy everything on the field except for the Worm Ugly and the existing worms. So your opponent summons something, then their monster is destroyed. The Worm Ugly remains, but the M frame is also destroyed. We continue.
Boom, that goes away.
Which is not a reptile type worm.
Which will activate the M frame, I think.
You summon a non-link reptile from your graveyard, equal to the number of monsters with A counters, which is just the Worm Ugly.
Yeah, for
so
now.
You can bring back Aaron.
Although I guess we wouldn't have any room for any others, even if we did have more.
Mm-hmm. Which gives you his interrupt.
Yeah. Oh, and because it can use an effect of one of our worms as a quick effect, Alpha Mind is going to copy Zero's effect.
So yeah, Zero can use it send once. And then you also have W Nebula Meteorite, which lets you use whatever. In this case, I set Apocalypse, but you could set whatever. Really?
Yeah, in this scenario, it could be that.
And then during the end phase, because you activated W Nebula Meteorite, all light reptiles you control get set face down, which includes the Ogdoadic, and you draw 5.
This is amazing. And we haven't even touched any of the Rika stuff.
It was here the whole time.
It was hidden in the background. Incredible. All right, well, thank you for showing this monstrosity off.
Remember, a lot of this is legal. The good stuff is, not the worms.
Yeah, I guess technically a lot of this couldn't be done without Alpha Mind shunting a ton of cards into the graveyard. But for everything outside of that, yeah, you can just play this in real Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Reptile Pile is real, folks.
Reptile.
Reptile. Give all of your money to the Reptile. All worldly possessions to the Reptile.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for your time. Sorry I took so long.
Hey, you know, we started early. It's all good. And Blaze is here, so we'll go ahead and get them taken care of right now. And thank you for supporting the channel and showing off your incredible creativity. And hashtag Thirsty for Gothams. Let's get it trending, folks.
Hashtag Thirsty for Gothams. Everyone in chat, can I get a hashtag Thirsty for Gothams if you're thirsty for Gothams?
1 second, really quickly. Twitter. Boom. 1 second. Post. What are you laughing? What's going on?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, I need you to go boost something on Twitter really quickly. If you could just go follow that. We got to get that retweet, get that trending. Let's go. All right. Thank you again so much. I'll see you next time, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Hate that part. I'm glad you showed up at this exact moment because this was peak for the stream and it's about to get even more peak. Hello, how's it going?
Pretty good. About yourself?
I'm thirsty for Gothams. I don't know what to tell you.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, let me go ahead and grab your cards, and we will begin.
So I do have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Am I allowed to shill for something I am working on, which is related to this?
Oh, please go ahead.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and go over the cards first, and then once that's over, I'll go ahead and shill for it and everything like that. But this is very closely related to something else I'm working on.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm going to get that done there. And do I have the right cards? Yes, I do. So, let's start with Armored Maiden Tactica.
She is the main deck one.
Oh, okay. So is this bespoke art or is this from something?
No, it's bespoke art. So all the art in this one is, except for the guy in the side deck, are all pieces that I've commissioned, or my friends who are working on this project with me have commissioned for the project.
Hell yeah. I don't know anything about it, but I do love Armored Maiden Tactica's vibe. It's not quite like... Oh, wait, the timer's in the way, actually. Everyone get a good look at that. It's not quite like Tech Gremlin vibes, but definitely don't mess with me vibes, and I dig.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so... Armored Maiden Tactica is a level 4 Wind Warrior monster with 500 attack and 0 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can pay 1,000 life points to add an Armored Maiden spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and pay 1,000 life points to set a Tactica spell or trap card from your deck. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. Okay, so obviously I'm not sure exactly what this will accomplish for us. We'll see the cards in just a second, but a card that gets us more cards is a pretty good engine to have.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, next on the list I have Armored Maiden Reinforcements. Normal spell card. If you control an Armored Maiden monster, special summon an Armored Maiden Recruit token, which is a level 1 Wind Warrior monster with 500 attack, 0 defense, in attack position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Warrior Link monsters. Okay, so far, Tactica, pay 1,000. Add this, play it, you get a token. Presumably, you make a Link 2. Or a Link 1. Yes. Maybe there's a Link 1.
Currently, no.
Okay. Then presumably we link this for the Link 2, and at the end phase, this Tactica was sent to the graveyard, use its effect in graveyard to get more card.
Yes.
Alrighty. Okay, next is Armored Maiden Aguia. Is it Aguia or Aegea? Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Aegea.
Alright, Armored Maiden Aegea is a Link 2 Wind Warrior Link monster with 1,000 attack, requiring any 2 Warrior monsters, including at least 1 Armored Maiden monster. If this card is Link summoned, you can target an Armored Maiden monster in your graveyard and special summon it to a zone this card points to in defense position. And if any number of Armored Maiden cards you control would be destroyed, you can banish this card from your grave instead. So, presumably we get back the Tactica so that we can link even more. Into Armored Maiden Raven, a Link 3 Wind Warrior Link monster with 1,000 attack, requiring 2+ Warrior effect monsters. Armored Maiden monsters, this card points to gain attack equal to this card's attack. During the damage step, when an Armored Maiden monster you control battles, you can banish this card from your graveyard, double that monster's attack until the end of this turn. And you can only use this effect of this card once per turn. So presumably we want to be linking this off too, so that it can provide its bonus from the graveyard at some point.
Kind of. There is more that's going to be added to the archetype. Just we haven't quite gotten there with the cards yet.
Sick. Alright, next is Armored Maiden Headquarters, a field spell card. If activated, you can add an Armored Maiden monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn during your main phase, banish the top card of your deck, and if you do, target an Armored Maiden Link monster in your graveyard and special summon that target to a monster zone a Link monster you control points to. During your end phase, you can place 2 of your banished Armored Maiden monsters on the bottom of your deck in any order to draw a card. You can only activate 1 copy of this card per turn, and you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So it's a search, it revives
Yep.
your cards, and it recycles them for a draw.
Yes.
What more could you ask for out of your field spell?
Yeah.
Alrighty, and we got plenty of time. Let's go ahead and check out Armored Maiden Tactica's Defender Stratagem. A normal trap card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can negate that attack and end the battle phase. Then, if this card was set before activation, you can destroy the monster that originally declared the attack. If you control only Armored Maiden monsters, at minimum of 2, you can activate this card from your hand. So, any deck could potentially use this.
Yes.
And get the maximum effect. But if we're playing Armored Maidens, you get to make it a literal hand trap.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is a nifty little core of cards. I'd love to see how this gets built upon, because it feels like we have like the bones of a solid link climbing strategy to get to something really big. I'm not seeing a lot of, if any, archetypal locks, so you could go ham on where to branch off from here. So this is a pretty good starting point.
The only lock is Link Warrior, which is a surprisingly restrictive lock.
Ah, fair. Reinforcements does say that.
So the issue with that lock specifically is you don't have a lot of good options, because the only Link Warrior archetypes are very xenophobic. They only require Dino Wrestlers or Gokis specific.
Dino Wrestlers?
I think Dino Wrestlers are the ones.
I believe those are all Dino type.
Let me check.
Though they are all played by the Gore himself.
No, so the Dino Wrestler Link monsters are... Oh, no. Oh, you're right. They are dinosaurs. What was the other... Because I swear there was a second archetype.
There's Goki. We don't have Isolde anymore. But that wasn't like a whole archetype.
Oh, it was just Gokis. That's right.
It's probably just Gokis, but... And Gokis is pretty good company to be a part of. But yeah, we can't do like Access Code or Appaloosa or any of that stuff. It's just our Warrior Link pool. Oh, the BLS link. If we had a high enough level to make it worth it.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of the main deck is going to be low level for this archetype.
Though it does still get its on battle destruction effect, so that's something.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's all the cards. Pretty nifty core here. But there's something else that you wanted to talk about. What's going on with the Armored Maidens?
So, this is a translation of a deck from a bi-weekly actual play for a system called Perfect Draw that I do.
Uh-huh.
Perfect Draw is a TTRPG system that is used to make D&D games like the original Yu-Gi-Oh series and stuff like that. It uses like slightly simplified and kind of not dumbed down, but just more simple rules and stuff like that in order to kind of replicate the feeling and the idea of a card battle anime.
Okay.
In a much simpler, more easy to make format. And she's actually in the chat right now. Nell Celestine. She is my friend. We stream it on her channel, and we're actually doing one this weekend. Tomorrow.
Ah, you've fallen for my trap. Because you see, I was going to ask where we could find this, but now you've given me the information already! You fool!
Also,
anyway, pretty cool.
Okay, Perfect Draw is actually currently in its backer kit crowdfunding stage right now.
Oh?
And I'm not joking. They hit 100% funding before the official opening of the backer kit.
Wow.
So they had like a little pre-release just for people in like their community who've been supporting them. So they released it early. It got funded before it officially opened the next day.
That's incredible.
It was the #1 trending backer kit for a while, and then it was #2, and Then it was 3. Right now it's 5 still, and it's been out for over a week. Yeah, Nell's right. We're over 1,000%. We're over 1,500% funded right now.
Oh, okay. So just to clarify, is this a system that you've made or that you're just supporting?
No, I haven't made it.
Okay.
I've just been supporting it. The creators, they are wonderful. We even had one of them guest in one of our actual plays.
Sick.
Yeah, and just one other thing I'd like to show off on the stream, if you do not mind. It is a YouTube trailer my friend Nell Celestine made for our Dimension Chasers game. Would you mind showing it off?
Does it have any copyrighted music or anything that I should be able to show off?
No, I don't think so. No, was any of it copywritten? Like, I don't think the music was it?
Go ahead and link me over. I'll get it pulled up while we're waiting for info. Because if not, I mean, you got 5 minutes. I don't see why not. And I'm pretty interested right now. Humans have met most of their needs. Oh, I gotta resize this. This ain't showing up well.
It has the Storm Chaser music theme from Vrains, is what she says.
Okay, I just won't post it on YouTube. As we know, famously, I'm very bad at uploading the VODs anyway, so it shouldn't really be a problem. Okay, humans have met most of their needs and can focus on pursuits of self-improvement, knowledge, and entertainment.
Oh, sorry. Actually, that's not the very beginning. Rewind it a little bit. Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Rewind it a little.
Okay.
For some reason, it sent you back to the beginning of the...
Okay. In the not-so-distant future, humans have met most of their needs and can focus on pursuits of self-improvement, knowledge, and entertainment. At the center of this, a singular company rose to the top. Come on! A multifaceted company that 10 years ago rose to the top with their greatest entertainment idea, a card game called Dimensional Chasers. This game single-handedly toppled others like Spells the Joining, Backpack Creatures, Card Battler Rearguard, and even spawned a multimedia empire. This is awesome. It's been a decade since its initial release, and now they have published a full-dive VR MMO based on Dimension Chasers. This has rekindled many veteran players and newbies to join and explore this universe based on the world's most popular game. Entering the hub world of Nexus City, one can do almost anything. Shopping, experiencing unique digital-only flavors of cooking, and of course, battling! Beyond the hub world exist other areas to explore, quests to complete, and worlds so detailed and unique, it's hard to believe these are all a simulation. Huh? But is everything as truly carefree as the people of Hanafuda City believe? Excellent city choice.
Thank you.
Or does Nexus City hold a deeper secret waiting to be discovered? A tabletop game using the perfect draw system. The cast. A game run by Storyteller Blade. Who's that guy?
I have no idea.
Being played by Connor, using Shen, Duelist, Quinn Doan, pronouns he, him. Sargel d'Arcadia as Alfdane, Duelist, Louis Lachlan, pronouns he, him. Also played by Nell Celestine as AME, Armored Maiden Ellie, pronouns she, her. Whoa! Zeta! Every second Saturday, starting on January 14, 20... Wait a sec! I'm behind by 2 months on this! What the... Oh my god, I gotta catch up. Okay, so the rest of this is,
Yeah, just like link in the description, all that.
End of video stuff, proper stuff.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what I gotta start catching up on. Holy cow. Well, thank you for sharing. I'm floored, folks. Go check this out. One second, let me get this trailer thing in here. Novia Pot, Mistress Doom. You're Pog. Actually, you're cool. How about that?
Yeah, so Nella's 100% right. We put like a good 2 months of effort in before the first episode even aired, just getting everything done in the background. And it's really great to see that people enjoy what we've made because it's been so much fun running it and everything like that.
It looks so. Oh wait, I pinned the wrong thing. No, pin that one. Ah, there. Okay. Well, thank you for showing this off. I'm honestly. Oh my! Wow. I'm gonna be babbling for a million years if I don't keep going. Is there anything else we need to cover really quickly before we start doing Nova scale stuff?
I just want to do one more quick thing.
Yeah.
So Nell, because Nell is a VTuber and has been doing video editing stuff for a very long time, and so when she pretty much got told, "Hey, you can just make your own cards for this," she proceeded to do stuff like this. Let me find it. Oh, that's the wrong file. Where's her deck? So for reference, her entire deck is cards like this.
Oh my god, it's even animated. 1 second, let me get back over to the Discord. Blah blah blah. Full screen it. There we go.
Yep. So we're doing it because it's expensive, but we're trying to do our best to commission custom art for every single card, and then Nell with her entire deck has made them all animated, and it looks really cool.
I agree. That's pretty kicking. Holy cow. Okay, well, I know what I'm doing for the next times I need to listen to something while working on things. Thank you so much for showing this off. Let's put some numbers to things, huh?
Alrighty.
Okay. So, novelty. As I have a lot of praise to say about the ancillary things we talked about. When it comes to the cards themselves right now, I think the novelty scale itself is actually going to be pretty low. This is like a standard warrior link climbing stuff. That doesn't mean it's bad, but I have seen these mechanics before. So
no, I get that.
In regards to this, I think it's a 1 in novelty. So there's that. Objectivity, I think it's a perfect 5 out of 5. I don't see any issues with the problem-solving card text. I think the effects themselves are pretty level when it comes to power level. Now, of course, we'll see how this changes as more Armored Maidens get made in the future. But for now, perfectly serviceable archetype. Versatility. The Warrior Link restriction on using reinforcements does put a hamper on it. But I wonder if there's a way to play around that. Because the Link 2 only needs 1 Armored Maiden, and that can be Tactica. So if instead we grab Defender Stratagem and then use another Warrior Extender, you can use this for anything.
Yes.
So the versatility, I would argue, is actually pretty high here. So I'd give it a 3.
Awesome.
And speaking of awesomeness, look, you showed me a million cool things attached to the archetype itself. I'm already bought in with like the character art here. I love all of the personality that's already coming through on this one, and there's a really cool base to jump off here. I'm already sold. Armored Maidens are getting a 14 on the Nova scale, and the free draw dimensional chaser live play is getting a I don't know out of 20 because I haven't seen it yet, but my hype is at 40 out of 20. There we go. None of that's available to see on screen, but I had to write it out. Thank you so much. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Is there anything else you want to talk about really quickly or cover before we move on to our next speaker?
No, again, just if you have the chance, just check out Perfect Draw. They can I post links to Discord servers in your chat?
There is not in the chat, I only have that set up for VIPs, but there is a section on the Discord for, like, social media promotion. Feel free to not spam, but, put your stuff in there so that you can show it off to people, because I love being a platform to help other people show off their cool stuff, and you all have very clearly started something really special.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Hey, thank you so much, and I will talk to you later, okay?
Alright, you too.
Mr. Uno Reverse, no you. Well, if I've been Uno Reverse, then I guess I simply must be cool. I don't know what to say. But we're both cool, so there we go. I put this in the patron chat, but I think the link for reptiles in Pry-type is that, like, plants and insects have insane support, but mediocre end boards. Yeah, so it's less about, like, what thematic connections they have together, but more about how in-game they're a little, they gotta look out for each other. Alrighty. Counterpoint, insects can end on scary moth. Hey. I'm here for one of my cards. Absolutely. Zeldreka. Yeah, I don't see Blitzwolf or Almento, so let's definitely get Zeldreka in here. Let me close this out. Zeldreka's. Yeah, these are Zeldreka's cards, so we got that set up here. So, I think I'm all set up here. I don't have anything else I gotta get ready, so come on by, buddy.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm trying a different setup this time. I have the stream on my phone, and I'm using Discord on my laptop. Hopefully that makes my sound quality better.
It sounds really good to me.
Nice.
So I think it's working out pretty well.
My family or my dog, who is currently right next to me, interrupt things.
Oh, well. Hopefully. Speaking of Lee, World Legacy.
Indeed. So I'm just gonna guide you through the order. Start with the first spell card and go to the left from there.
Alrighty.
The searching spell card will be last.
Got it. So, World Legacy Division is a quick play spell card. Reveal either a level 1 light spellcaster or a level 10 dark psychic monster from your deck. Add that monster to your hand, and if you do, activate one of the following effects depending on which you added. If it was a level 1 light spellcaster, you gain 1,000 life points. If it's a level 10 dark psychic, deal 1,000 damage to your opponent. If this card is in your graveyard and a level or link 1 light spellcaster monster or a level 10 dark psychic monster becomes banished, you can banish this card, add a Mech Knight or World Chalice monster from your deck or grave to your hand. Ooh.
Fun fact, there are currently no level 10 dark psychic monsters.
Oh, well, then I guess this card is useless. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put it to 0 on objectivity now.
No. One exists. It's just not in the main deck. It is one of the mutant fusion monsters.
Oh, Ultimus?
I believe so.
Sick. But is it dark, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was water.
Okay. I'm going to search these up.
All right. Next up, going to the left, is World Chalice Reincarnation Lee, a level 1 light spellcaster monster with 100 attack and 2,000 defense. This card is always treated as both a World Legacy and Crusadia card, you clever monkey. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can equip up to 3 World Chalice Link monsters to this card. 1 from your field, 1 from your extra deck, and 1 from your graveyard, and or 1 that is banished. If this card is used as link material or a world, except Dark World or Virtual World link monster, you can add differently named World Chalice normal monsters to your hand up to the number of link monsters that were equipped to it when it left the field from your deck, grave, or is banished. Okay. If World Chalice monsters you control would leave the field, or have its effects negated by your opponent's cards. You can banish this card from your hand, field, or graveyard instead. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn, and you cannot summon monsters except world monsters, except Dark World, Underworld, and Virtual World. Returning Mech Knights and Crusadia monsters the turn you activate any of these cards' effects. Oh. Okay,
Yep.
this is the classic Zaldreka gigantic wall of text cards. This card is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So, when summoned, we equip a bunch of different World Chalice Link monsters. And by a bunch, I mean like the four that exist.
Yep.
This leaves because you said... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This card was inspired by you in your World Chalice video where you said that no one had thought up... There was an opening design space for when all the links are not once per turn on their can summon from hand when removed from the field, and it's not Monster Zone. You brought up this was a possibility of equipping cards and then linking it off to have them all go to the grave and then special summon a bunch.
Oh my god, I forgot I even said that. But you're
and
so right.
The second effect is to fill your hand as like Chain Link 4, so you have monsters to summon.
Yeah, that would do it. Oh my god, this card is gonna break the archetype. Holy cow.
Yep, which is why it has all the locks.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. Next up is Mech Knight Black Legacy. A level 10 Dark Psychic monster with 2800 attack and 2500 defense. This card is always treated as a World Legacy and a Nightmare card. If 2 or more cards are in the same column, you can special summon this card from your hand in that column. You can reveal this card in your hand and send a Mech Knight or World Legacy monster from your deck to the graveyard to special summon a Mech Knight or World Legacy monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard that has a lower level than the monster sent as cost for this effect. And you can't special summon monsters except Mech Knights, Nightmares, and World, excluding all these other ones, monsters the turn you activate this effect. Banish this card in your graveyard as a quick effect to set a World Legacy spell or trap card from your deck or graveyard. Also, it can be activated this turn. And there's a lot of World Legacy spell and trap cards to choose from. Now, question, just so that I know why you went through all the effort on this one. The fact that it says World and not like World Legacy not only covers like World Chalice, but also like the World Theological Demiurgy.
Yes, as
or that's
we
the Gears
discussed
of
last month.
Got it. Okay. So
And
yeah,
the World Blade Master.
Oh, you're right. Guys, unfortunately, we have to go through so many hoops to make that work. Why couldn't they have just done something better about the word world?
Yeah, I know. These cards were made in conjunction with last month's cards, but I split them up so we'd have time to go over them all.
A good strategy.
The Leaf Monster.
All right. Lee, the World Chalice Atoner. A Link 1 light spellcaster monster with 2100 attack, requiring a non-link light Lee monster as material. Oh, so we could also make this with the fairy, right?
Yep.
Cool. This card is always treated as a World Legacy and a Crusadia card. If this card is Link summoned, you can special summon a World Chalice or Crusadia monster from your grave, except for a Lee monster, and if you do, gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. If a World, except the exceptions, monster you control would leave the field or have its effects negated by your opponent's card effects, you can banish this card from your field or grave instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a World Chalice monster from your hand. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn, and it has our special summon locks for the appropriate world monsters, Mech Knights, and Crusadias that can activate any of these cards' effects. Wow, I'm glad to see that Lee turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, so the lore here, as in World Legacy Division, is that when Second Chances happened and the world got reconstructed, Lee, because of all the stuff that happened, didn't all get put in one place.
Oh.
Her, like, human light side got reincarnated as a person, and her darkness just kind of wandered until it found its way into Mech Knight White Origin, which was a card from last time, and possessed it, which is why it has the same level, uh, dark attribute instead of light, and its attack and defense stats are reversed.
Okay, alright.
They eventually come into conflict alongside Crusadia, which still exists, which leads us into our last card of the day.
World Legacy Re-Emergence. A quick play spell card that sets a W Nebula...
This was also inspired by you in your World Legacy videos.
We're going to return to that statement in just a second. In the meantime, World Legacy Reemergence is a quick play spell card that sets W Nebula Meteorite, a card that is featured twice in today's stream, from your deck graveyard or that's banished. And if you do, you can change a face down defense position monster to face up defense, or change a face up monster to face down defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, and you can change a face down defense position monster to face up defense, or change a face up monster you control to face down defense. You can only activate each effect of this card once per turn. Zaldreka, explain yourself.
So you said in one of your videos that because of the environmental art of the world before it got destroyed because of what Lee did in the past, like original Crusadia past, that you said it was possible that the worms might have been there or come from there because of the art of Worm Zero.
Yeah, that weird city that exists in the dual terminal landscape is just kind of there with no explanation. And then we have another city in World Legacy Scars, so yeah, I think that's there on purpose. That's not a strange carryover.
So the lore here is that, for whatever reason, that is true, and there was a small amount of worm matter that was basically trapped in a rock pocket underground. And because of the reconstruction of the world and the conflict happening in the area, they just so happened to basically launch Dark Legacy right through that rock pocket and into that worm matter, which will lead into our set of cards for next month.
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, thank you for these wild cards. Is there anything else that we want to cover really quickly before we go on to the Nova scale?
I put 2 cards in our side deck that aren't customs and aren't WW Meteorite, which have connections to World Legacy Division.
Okay, so one of them is Effect Veiler because World Legacy Division searches you a hand trap.
Yep. And Crusadia Maximus is just another light Link 1 spellcaster that can be banished to get its search.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's even on theme.
That's... Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's another card you might be playing that can synergize with it.
Now I'm thinking about what you could do with Magistus, though, with Artemis, the Moon Maiden.
They put you under a lock, though. Like,
oh yeah,
a lot of these cards.
Right, you're right. They have a million locks. Never mind. Alrighty. Well, good stuff to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and start putting some numbers on things. Okay, so we are making World Legacy support here, and we are doing it in a way that front and center focuses on Lee and her contributions. Reincarnation Lee does so much to enable what the on-theme deck does. It's like you were correct in your assessments and how perfectly you can line up your chain links to just flood the board with more materials. Legacy just feels like a ridiculously strong monster to have on hand, especially because, well, it's not a World Chalice monster. That's incorrect. I was thinking of something completely wrong. But it is a Nightmare card. So where's all that nonsense? It can search us our World Legacy cards. So it does that next to World Key Blade Master. So we have really good access to all of those. But we're also adding in aliens to our overall World Legacy support. And that is an angle that has definitively never happened before. Not even close. There's not even like anything similar I can think of. So I gotta give it at least a 3 in novelty. 3 for Lee, as it were.
Woo! There are 3 Lee cards.
Yes, there we go, see? Objectivity. So, in most cases, I feel like I have to dock you points in objectivity because your cards do a million different things without enough restriction. In this scenario, though, we're only playing World Legacy cards, and all of these, I feel, are nice additions to the themes that kind of need them, and because we're locked into our own specific ones, our ceiling isn't particularly high. So I think our objectivity here, I think it's a 4. Also because it has things like, gotta take my hat off there for a second to get an itch here. There's several of those effects that, like, you can banish to keep one of your effects from being negated. I think that was on, it was at least on a toner. I think it was also
both
on
the light leaf and some kinds of effects similar to that, either protection or anti-evasion.
Yeah. And that's just not templating that's used because it interacts weird with continuous negating effects like Fiendish Chain or Skill Drain. Like, if you activate Skill Drain and then you would banish Reincarnationally to stop your effect from being negated, would that then stop Skill Drain from affecting that monster as long as it was on the field? Would it fall off at the end of turn? Would the initial attempt to negate it not work, but then because it's a continuous effect, it would then reapply? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I know I took the templating from somewhere, but it might have just been for destruction.
Yeah, the destruction part, that makes sense. Yeah, because that's a one-time instance, so that's a good part. But when it comes to effect negation, that usually uses different templating. So, for an objectivity, just to account for that, and then maybe some power level stuff. Versatility, technically it doesn't lock us into only a single archetype, so we have our broad World Legacy options to choose from on these ones. So I think it's a 2 in versatility. And awesomeness, it's a 5. It's World Legacy stuff. You found a way to make the Chalice cards come together. Effectively a 1-card searchable starter off of Division, which just turbocharges your plays and lets you pivot into just about every other World Legacy boss monster. And I think that's pretty neat. So I gotta give it a 5. So I'm giving these a 14 total on the Nova scale.
He is really, really sorry about all the shit she did.
Yeah, she better be sorry.
Which is, why she has those self-sacrificing effects.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad that we gave Lee a second chance after we rewrote all of existence. I'm glad that she really took that to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
meanwhile, he was, causing shit until he got wormed.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like darkly. Like that's all their evil. Of course they're gonna do evil stuff. What am I gonna do? Complain about evil being evil? Come on.
Honestly, most of these were just color sliders, but I'm kind of proud of myself of how I managed to get the art for Division working with 0 editing skills.
Yeah, I think you were able to figure out how to like scale them so that they had a pretty
So
good
what I
like framing on that.
so what I did was I cropped the 2 images and then posted them both in Discord and took a screenshot of that.
That is an interesting way to get around that. So props to you for jerry rigging that. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you worm your way into the next one.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care. Have a good one, alright?
You too. Bye.
Bye. Can't believe we have two W nebulas. How in the world did that happen? Okay. That does it for that one. And Blitzwolf says that they are here. Can we go for 3? I guess we'll see. Blitzwolf, let me go ahead and get your cards pulled up here, and we will talk about those ones here. Then I think the resizing is good here. Let me reset the timer. Let me get my hat's back on. Snug. Get my... Did I break something on here? A little plastic chip. Oh, yep, I broke a little bit of the plastic casing around the pivot, but that should be fine. All right. I'm all set up again. Blitz, I'm ready for you.
Yep, sorry. You kind of typed on the custom card thing. It said 12 o'clock, so...
Oh, yeah, I started it early, just to handle some other stuff, so you're good.
Okay. Hello. I'm currently wondering how the heck Mizar is tier 0 for a month in Duel Links.
I wish I could tell you. I think it has something to do with the skill, right?
Yes, you get to search out the Omni Negate Trap.
Yeah, and you can just activate that from your hand, and it's for the whole chain link, right?
Yes, and what's even funnier? Coach King got limited because of that deck.
Because they're all level 8s!
Yes, Coach King, Transmigration at 1, and Galactic Spiral Dragon at 3.
That is so funny. I'm so
Damn
happy.
you, Mizar!
Mizar! Okay, well, enough about that burying sin against God. Let's talk about more Red Eyes cards. Any additional info we want to bring in before we get started?
Rex, Taya, Yugi, Bones.
All right. Rexa, Yugi Bones, or Retiba. That's the acronym. Ultra User, thank you so much for following here on the Orbital platform. Hope you enjoy your stay here while we discuss some new Red Eyes custom cards. Starting with Red Eyes Serpent Black Dragon, a level 7 Dark Dinosaur monster with 2350 attack and 2400 defense. And this card is treated as a normal monster while in the hand, deck, or graveyard. You can special summon this card by discarding a level 6 or lower Red Eyes monster from your hand. And when this monster is special summoned, you can set a Red Eyes trap card from your deck, which can be activated the turn it's set.
Yes. So revive that monster you sent to the graveyard.
Oh yeah, Red Eyes Spirit, right?
Yep.
We got that. We got Red Eyes with Chain.
Return of the Red Eyes.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Are there any more than that? I think it's just those three.
Yeah, those are the three big ones.
Oh yeah, but they're good. They're good ones. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that's really good. All right. Red Eyes Tyrant Dragon, the bringer of Inferno. A level 8 Dark Dinosaur Fusion monster with 2900 attack and 2500 defense. Requiring a level 7 Red Eyes monster plus a Dark Dinosaur monster as material. It's unaffected by trap cards and their effects. This card can make up to 2 attacks per turn during the battle phase, and once per turn, if a trap card or a trap card's effect is activated, you can negate the activation or effect, and if you do, destroy it.
So I turn them all into dinosaurs.
You're too old to activate your trap cards now. Your gears are all rusty. Yeah, so it's immune to trap cards. And then if it threatens any of your other cards, you just say no. Be gone.
Yes.
Cool, cool.
Or now this is just a random thought, but Return of the Red Eyes does have an extra effect when destroyed to revive one of your Red Eyes.
Oh. That's kind of goofy. And not without merit. Okay.
No, Merrick is not here.
Okay. With a T. Merit. Come on. Anyway. Red Eyes, Cyber, Happy Lover. I wanted to say Harpy.
No, that was last week.
Yeah, that was the last time. Red Eyes, Cyber, Happy Lover is a level 3 Dark Fairy monster with 800 attack, 500 defense. Once per turn, if this monster is normal or special summoned, you can add a Red Eyes Fusion spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this monster is used as fusion material, special summon a Red Eyes monster from your graveyard, except a copy of this card. That's so interesting templating.
Yeah, but this is also a double reference.
The Happy Lover I get. I don't think I know the Cyber one.
Alexis and Atticus.
Oh, right. Atticus, that bum. Okay, yeah. Now, how does the Red Eyes Fusion spell card work? Like, how does that search function?
So, if you want to scroll down all the way at the end, real quick.
Okay.
I have made a new fusion spell called Red Eyes Flare Fusion, which is essentially Red Eyes Fusion, but the restriction is you can only special summon Red Eyes for the rest of the turn.
Okay. So we'd want to word it as something like, add a Red Eyes spell card that includes the effect of fusion summon from your deck to your hand.
Yeah.
Since there's not like a
Red
fusion spell card designation.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, that seems like a pretty good enabler for it. Like, we summon it, we get our Red Eyes fusion spells, and then we use it, and then we get a free Red Eyes.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And if you use Flare Fusion, you aren't locked into not summoning for the rest of the turn.
Can you imagine that kind of privilege for Red Eyes players?
Well,
I mean, I guess so. You made them, so you can imagine quite a bit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next up is Red Eyes Dark Magician Girl, The Bonds of Friendship. A level 7 Dark Fairy Fusion monster with 2600 attack and 1700 defense, requiring a normal Red Eyes monster, plus a Dark Fairy monster or Dark Magician Girl. This is sounding a lot like a riff on Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. This monster gains 500 attack for each Red Eyes Black Dragon on the field and in the graveyard. And if this monster leaves the field by your opponent's card, special summon a Red Eyes Fusion monster from your graveyard, except a copy of this card. Seems pretty nifty.
It's just clapping in the background.
Good job, Joey! You show those hooligans what for? That really is just a Mickey voice, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But does make sense if you do a bridge.
It's all I know. It's in my blood. I grew up on that stuff. It's affected me in ways that we could never possibly understand. Anyway, that existential crisis removed, Red Eye's Silent Magician of Hope, a level 4 Dark Spellcaster monster with 1500 attack and defense that's treated as a normal monster while in the hand, deck, or graveyard. Each time you or your opponent draws a card, place a spell counter on this card, maximum of 5, and this card gains 500 attack for each spell counter on it. So it just works like regular Silent Magician.
Yeah, except I gave in an extra 500.
Which good for it.
Yeah. Now the man that your opponent draws for their turn is not 1500, it's 2000.
Yeah, an actual formidable battle threat and not like a dinky 1500. Alright. Red Eye's Silent Paladin, Bringer of Salvation, is a level 8 Dark Spellcaster fusion monster with 3500 attack and 2000 defense, requiring a normal Red Eyes monster and a normal Spellcaster monster as material. All monsters you control are unaffected by spell cards. Wow. Each time a spell card is sent from the field to the graveyard, place a spell counter on this card. Once per turn, you can remove a spell counter from this card to send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard. Seems pretty solid. Spell immunity, free removal every turn.
A different Dragoon.
More goons, folks. Folks, if there's anything that I have learned from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And playing Red Eyes Fusion, is that you just gotta be gooning. Alright. Red Eye's Zombie Purgatory Dragon, level 9 Dark Zombie Fusion monster with 3300 attack and 2600 defense, requiring a Red Eyes monster and a level 7 or higher zombie monster as material. This card gains 200 attack for each monster in both players' graveyards. If this monster battles an opponent's monster with the same type as a Red Eyes monster on the field, take control of it until the end of the damage step. Wait. We'll get back to that.
After. Oh, yeah, after. It's supposed to be after.
Oh, at the end of the... Oh, take control of it at the end of the... Okay, my bad. I think my brain did the thing where it fills in like usual card templating, and I read until the end of the damage step, and it's like, that doesn't look like it's going to be helpful at all. And you're right, the way I read it, it wasn't helpful. But the way it actually reads, yeah, you get to take it once you battle it. Okay. Once per turn, you contribute one monster you control that is owned by your opponent to special summon a Red Eyes monster from your grave of the same type. Huh.
So it's weird that we don't have a Red Eyes Zombie Fusion.
Yeah, and like, they're already making Red Eyes Zombie cards. Like, they want us to draw the connection. So
yes, we have the original, we have the Necro, and we have that weird Baylor Druck fusion. That is not a fusion.
So, chop chop, folks. Make our fusion Red Eyes Zombie so we can fully integrate that part of the Red Eyes canon into the rest.
Now the next one is my brain idea for marketing.
Oh, for marketing? Red Eye's Ultimate Chimera Dragon, a level 12 Dark Dragon Fusion monster with 4200 attack and 3800 defense, requiring 3 Red Eyes monsters as material. If this card is fusion summoned, special summon 3 Red Eyes monsters, 1 each from your deck, hand, and grave. Once per turn, banish a dark monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name becomes that monster's original name, and replace this effect with that monster's original effect. If this card leaves the field, shuffle all of your banished cards into the deck. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn.
So marking wise, I would say the art design is if you mashed any 3 Red Eyes monster together, that could be a new artwork.
Now, would it be framed similarly to Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon?
Yes.
Sick.
But like imagine this. Okay, my Jinzo, my Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Dark Magician Girl fusion.
Yeah, so it's got like the main head is Red Eyes Black Dragon, but then the 2 offshoot heads, one is Jinzo, one is Dark Magician Girl.
Well, no. Dark Magician Girl would be riding on the head like, yay!
Oh, okay,
Friendship!
that's way less body horror than I was thinking.
But yeah, this marking wise, this artwork could be like create your own combination.
Oh, so it would have like multiple alt arts depending on like all the different combinations you could do?
Yes.
Fantastic. Holy cow. Oh, real quick, Almento, no, I have not. We were just getting people as they showed up today because we started early. So we can get to, you're actually the last person we have to do today, so we'll get to you after we're done here. All right. So pretty good big fusion. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let's go ahead and read Flare Fusion because I never got a chance to really go through that. Red Eye's Flare Fusion is a normal spell card. Fusion summons a fusion monster that lists a Red Eyes monster as material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion material, and if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters when you activate this card except Red Eyes monsters.
So I just made Red Eyes Fusion, but changed the restriction to just, okay, you can't summon anything except Red Eyes.
Yeah, it's strictly better Red Eyes Fusion.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I dig this group of cards. I would like to go to the Nova scale, but is there anything that we want to add on here just to flesh anything out that we haven't had to talk about yet?
No, I mean, I changed Rex's cars to actually be dinosaurs.
Wait, were they
They were dragons.
Okay, so Serpent Night Dragon, I get that. Did anyone have Tyrant Dragon?
Rex did have Tyrant Dragon when he was brainwashed.
Oh! Why'd they give him a dragon?
I don't know. I am still questioning why his bosses are always dragons. Your name is Rex Raptor, the dinosaur duelist.
Like, that's a problem we have in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, the Evolzars are cool, but they're dragons.
I mean, they make sense. You go from a lizard to a dinosaur to a dragon. Evolution method. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, but like, if that's okay, then why is it not okay for Rex to do it? I don't agree. He shouldn't. He should be playing dinos.
He should, especially because Rex Raptor.
Can't have shit in Dinosaur Detroit. They share Ryu in their Japanese name. So not only does it line up with some kind of pseudo-evolutionary line, it's also a pun. I'm doing the Nova scale. I can't be bothered to deal with this anymore. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It's the game is being a bleh.
The show was weird.
Okay, novelty. We are combining our core Red Eyes cards with a bunch of Joey adjacent people and their own monsters. We're gaining attacks. We're stealing cards. We're doing a lot of things to add to the Red Eyes pool, which, to be fair, is very, very much like Red Eyes is now. We're just slapping effects on it all the time.
It's like ice barriers.
Yeah, Just like how Ice Barrier showed off the potential of Dual Terminal, so too did Red Eyes show the potential of just a bunch of non-directional game design. So, novelty, I'll be rewarding it a 3. We've got our general Red Eye stuff. There's a couple of more wild things, but generally we have a lot of Red Eye stuff going on. Objectivity. So I think in general these cards are just fine. I didn't read anything that was too busted. Even our strictly better Red Eyes Fusion does kind of power creep the old Red Eyes Fusion, but the only thing that it adds really is being able to summon regular Red Eyes cards, which just means you can actually play a proper deck with it. It's not letting you branch out into like letting you add Dragoon to a bunch of different decks. So I think it's a 5 in objectivity. I think it's just fine. Versatility. The fact that we can only go so far as Red Eyes monsters is, of course, going to be a bit of a hamper in some points, but we've got a lot of normal monster support that can tie into all of this. And because our fusions have a bunch of generic support that we can now branded fusion into the graveyard, that works with a bunch of other side cards, too.
Also, funny little twist about the Dark Magician Girl, it does work with Tamias.
Oh, because it mentions Dark Magician Girl as a material. That's funny.
It is fine. Especially if you want to make a Dark Magician Girl deck.
Eh?
Yeah?
So I think I've got to give it a 3 in versatility. I think there's a bunch of stuff that you can do with adding Foolish Burials to random groupings of cards. Heck, Purgatory Dragon just sends Baylor Drock from deck to grave. It sends Eldritch from deck to graveyard. Yeah, you can't summon them that turn, but you weren't summoning that turn anyway under normal circumstances. You summoned both of those out during your opponent's turn. And then awesomeness, yeah, it's more Red Eyes cards. While it's not the least represented of our dragons, that would of course be Tri-Horned Dragon. Konami, make more Tri-Horned Dragon cards now. Red Eyes, out of the more popular ones, is the less utilized of them, and just like how Flame Swordsman has gotten their time in the sunshine now, I think we have to give Red Eyes a real line of support that makes them an actual cohesive deck. This does a lot of cool things for it. I love it. I'm glad that we're seeing more of it. Thank you for bringing another wave of them. I'm giving a 16 on the Nova scale for your Red Eyes cards.
Now, before I go, I have a question for you. You are sponsored by Dragon Scales, right?
Dragon Shield, yeah. The card sleeve's as strong as Dragon Scales.
You know what? I'm gonna give you another sponsor for next time I show up.
Everyone, new sponsor.
Everyone, Nova next time will be sponsored by Raid.
Don't you do
Raptors.
it? There. Okay. All right.
Now
Good.
check your messages.
Checking now. Hell yeah.
And the last one will have a funny story behind it.
I'm looking forward to it because I can't say anything. I can't. I don't want to spoil it, but it's very funny. And I do like it when decks that have an attributes batter thing incorporate redacted. All right. Thank you.
Funny story.
Oh, go ahead.
Funny story will come from that.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Blitz, and have yourself a good one. All right.
All right.
Bye. Alrighty. Okay, that covers most of our presenters today, but we've got one more. Let me go ahead and pull up Almento's cards here. We've got that. I've got their list. They'll list through the highlights, so I don't need that list. Hello! How you doing today?
Hello. I just ate a Girl Scout cookie.
Yum!
Can I get the screen share?
Which flavor did you get?
Lemonade.
Ooh, I've heard good things, but I haven't had a chance to try those out yet.
Good.
All right, let me get that screen share. Ba ba da ba da.
While you're doing that, what I have to present to you is an archetype called Axel Overdrive.
Oh?
This is a deck that is best described as Oops All Tuners.
Oops. Uh-oh. Okay. Open up the screen. Big as possible.
Most of these cards are actually based on cards you say used in the manga.
Get out.
Yeah. The gimmick of the cards you're about to read are a bunch of level 2 and level 1 tuners that can tune each other to create low-level synchros with the capacity to rapidly accelerate into the highest levels of synchro monsters.
Yeah! Now that's speed! Alrighty, well, I'll go ahead and get the timer started. Please, walk us through this.
Let's start with the two overdrivers, Axel Overdriver left and Axel Overdriver right. These cards are based off of lefty driver and righty driver.
Yeah! Alright, so Excel Overdriver left is a level 1 light machine tuner monster with 300 attack and 100 defense. Once per turn, if this card is special summoned by the effect of an Excel Overdrive monster, you can target a monster that you control. Have that card's level, and a synchro monster that was synchro summoned using this card as material gains the following effect. Once per turn, you can banish an Excel Overdrive monster from your graveyard to add an Excel Overdrive monster from your deck to your hand. Right, on the other hand, is also a light machine tuner, but is level 2. If you control a tuner monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can special summon an Excel Overdriver left from your deck, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck after this effect resolves, except synchro monsters. You can only activate each effect of this card once per turn.
And we could, if you go to the first synchro monster, that should be Axel Overdrive Twin Driver.
Got it. Real quick before we continue on, Overdriver left's effect to have levels, does it round up or round down?
Should round down.
Round down. Okay, so if we have a level 3 monster and we have it, it goes into 1.
None of the Axel Overdrivers have uneven numbers. Except for the level 1, but you can't have a level 0 monster.
Okay. Now, this does target any monster to do that, though, is why I wanted to make sure.
Oh, got it.
Alright, so, Excel Overdrive Twin Driver is a level 2 light machine tuner synchro monster.
Wild that there isn't a lefty driver, righty driver synchro monster.
And we're fixing that right now. It's got 400 attack and defense, requiring a tuner and any monster. You can activate the following effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of tuners used for this card's synchro summon, which presumably will be 2. During the main phase, you can increase this card's level by 2, and during the main phase also, if this card's level is 3 or higher, you can reduce this card's level by 2. Then special summon an Excel Overdrive monster from your graveyard. So, we summon right, use its effect to special summon left.
Left to have right.
Halves right, so they're both level 1s. Sync those two together to make Twin Driver. That's 2 tuners that was used for its summon. So we can boost its level by 4, putting it up to 6. And then at any point after that, we can reduce the level by 2 again to summon an Excel Overdrive from the graveyard to get back either our Overdriver left or Overdriver right.
Right. It also would gain Left's inherited effect.
Which you can banish an Excel from a graveyard to add. Oh, okay. And it's also going to extend into whatever next piece we need. Excellent. Okay.
If we can look at Overdrive, Axel Overdrive, or Spanite, that would be relevant, I believe.
Spanite. There we go. Level 2, Light Machine Tuner Monster. 1000 attack, 800 defense. If you control no monsters other than Excel Overdrive monsters as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. A synchro monster that was synchro summoned using this card as material gains the following effect. If this card would be used as synchro material, you can apply the following effect. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to that synchro summon. So, the synchro that it itself makes can be responded to, but the synchro that this card makes, that one cannot be responded to.
Let's look at the best card to be making, the Axel Overdrive Synchron.
Oh, okay, alright.
It's called Limit Override Axel Overdrive Synchron.
Okay.
Limit Override is in reference to the level 12 monsters.
Okay. Limit Override, Excel Overdrive Synchron is a level 4 light machine tuner synchro monster with 200 attack and 1000 defense, requiring a level 2 tuner and one or more monsters as material. This card's level is equal to 4 times the number of tuners used to synchro summon this card. This card can be treated as a number of tuners for the synchro summon of a level 12 synchro monster equal to the number of tuners used for this card's synchro summon. Once per turn, if this card's level is 5 or higher, you can reduce this card's original level by 4. To special summon a level 4 or lower monster other than Limit Overdrive Excel Overdrive Synchron from your extra deck or graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck other than synchro monsters the turn you activate this effect, and a synchro monster that was summoned using this card as a tuner gains the following effect. This card cannot be destroyed or tributed.
Yeah.
That's I gotta activate the nitro soon to keep up. This is getting really powerful. So it reduces its original level by 4.
Yeah.
But its original level is 4.
It's supposed to not say original. I would talk to some. I basically had people criticize the wording on it. They recommended me to remove original level from the first effect, which increases its level, but I forgot to do it for the second time I mentioned it.
Okay, so it's supposed to just be level. That functions a lot better, so we get to do that. Special summon another level, special summon a level 4 lower monster other than this card from your extra deck or graveyard, so we can get back more material to make more summons. Okay.
Yep. If you can cram 3 materials into this card, you can make a Limit Override Axel Overdrive Warrior. He's a level 12.
There it is. Okay. Limit Override Excel Overdrive Warrior is a level 12 light warrior synchro monster with 3000 attack and 3500 defense, requiring one or more synchro tuner monsters and one or more non-tuner monsters as material. When this card is synchro summoned, negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls, then you can destroy one face-down card your opponent controls. You can activate the following effect a number of times equal to the number of tuners used for this card's synchro summon. As a quick effect, you can shuffle up to 3 synchro monsters that are in your graveyard or banishment into the extra deck, or shuffle one card in your opponent's graveyard or on their field into the deck. So
it's either interaction or recovery.
And how many times? Equal to the number of tuners used for its summon. So we try to make a Limit Overdrive Excel Overdrive Synchron.
With 3 materials if possible.
So that makes it a level 12.
Yep. You can reduce this level by 4. Get out one of either Rider or Dragonlet. And then you can maybe use those to make Rider and Dragonlet are the level 4 synchros, and then you can go into Warrior.
Warrior. And because Synchron was treated as 3 tuners by that point, because you used 3 tuners to make it, if you did do that.
You can activate the effect 3 times.
Yeah, you have 3 times. Oh my god.
Also, it might be worth it to talk about Overtake,
Okay.
which is a trap card.
Okay. One second.
Continuous trap.
I need a... Okay, Overtake. I'm going to put that up on screen really quickly. I'll look something up here. Okay, it's not quite time yet. Okay. Excel Overdrive Overtake is a continuous trap card. Immediately after this card's effect resolves, you can synchro summon a synchro monster using monsters you control as material. If your opponent activates a card or effect on the field while you control a synchro monster that was synchro summoned using a synchro tuner, negate the activation. While you control a level 12 monster that was synchro summoned using an Excel Overdrive synchro tuner, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So it's a quick synchro. It's an effect activation, like just an Omni Negate if you have the right monster on board.
Right. And it functions is spell speed 4 if you make something with this synchron.
Wow.
Or with lefty driver or with twin driver.
Okay. Pretty big. Okay. We've still got some more time. I don't know if we can cover all of these with the density of their power, but we still have more time. What's the next one?
It's not supposed to be a super serious card, but we could talk about Ultimate Saphir if you want.
Ultimate Saphir. Okay, let me get that. And there's some music that I gotta put on here that's gonna help me get through the rest of this really quickly. Okay. Limit Override Excel Overdrive Ultimate Cipher Dragon is a level 12 light machine tuner synchro effect monster with 3,000 attack and 3,000 defense, requiring Limit Override Excel Overdrive Synchron and 2 or more monsters as material. Must either be synchro summoned using 3 or more tuners, or special summoned by its own effect. This card is always treated as having been synchro summoned using a synchro tuner. So even if it leaves the field, it's that.
Because you have to use Limit Override Excel Synchron. You'll understand.
Okay. You can only use the following effects of this card once per turn. Quick effect. Target a monster you control. Send both this card and a targeted card to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon a synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. That monster is treated as having been summoned using a synchro tuner. During either player's end phase, if this card is in your grave or banishment, you can target one monster you control that was synchro summoned by this card's effect, return that card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon this monster.
It's basically a more expensive Crimson Dragon able to access different, a larger pool of cards.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Whoa! And he gets all the bonus effects for using synchro tuners.
Yep.
Wow.
The concept is the ultimate tuner able to make any monster.
Hell yeah! Alrighty, alright, who's next? What's our next one?
Spark Dragon?
Spark Dragon. Okay. Excel Overdrive Spark Dragon is a level 8 machine synchro monster with 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense, requiring a tuner and one or more monsters as material. There we go. Quick effect. Target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate that card's effects until the end phase. If your opponent activates a card or effect that would cause an Excel Overdrive monster you control to leave the field, you can banish this card until the end phase. Excel Overdrive monsters you currently control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, while you do not control an Excel Overdrive Spark Dragon. You can only activate each effect of this card once per turn.
So it's basically Stardust Spark Dragon, but better.
Yeah, so instead of protecting something as the quick effect, you suppress it, and then if something would blow your stuff up, instead of like one single shield, all your stuff gets shielded.
Yep. We could talk about one of the spell traps, maybe? Either Advance or Cyclone.
Let's do Advance really quickly. I think that's the last one we've got. Alright. Excel Overdrive Advance is a quick play spell card that shuffles a card from your hand into the deck, then special summons an Excel Overdrive monster from your deck, or if you control a monster that was synchro summoned using a synchro tuner, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Excel Overdrive monster from your graveyard instead. You can only activate one of these cards per turn. Yeah, so we just get access to any of our Excels off this.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay. Honestly, it feels like the first effect is the stronger one. But I guess...
You can get back the Synchros from Advanced back.
Oh, that's true. It does let us recycle what we've already used.
We didn't hear... I think Dragonlet would have been a good one to grab off of this, because Dragonlet does something on special summon. Or, yeah. Or at least it can get back an additional thing if it's summoned.
Alrighty. Oof. Okay, really quickly, Giant Dwarf, thank you for stopping by. Take care. Say hi to the Axolotl for me. Hello, Shiro. Good to see you. We're just doing some customs here. That about does it on this end. Let me go ahead and grab the Nova scale. Is there anything else that we want to cover really quickly before we wrap things up with the numbers?
Really?
What?
This is an archetype I made because I don't feel like manga cards get enough love, and apparently there's actually several of Yusei's manga cards that never got printed.
Really?
Yeah. Like, Junk Dragonlet is a card that never got printed.
Oh yeah, we're just getting that now.
They are?
Oh yeah, that just came out, and I think Phantom... No, it was the Maze of Memories that just came out. Or Maze of Millennia?
I just looked it up. No, Junk Dragonlet's not a thing.
Phantom Nightmare. Boom. Here we go. It was actually in Phenai. For some reason I thought it was in Maze of Millennia.
Oh.
Check this little goober out.
Oh. It's supposed to be a play on Junk Dragon and Outlet, but manga writer kind of goofed up because those are plugs, not outlets.
I gotta find my outlets. I gotta find an outlet for all my rage. I have to find an appliancer somewhere. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and grab that Nova scale.
Yeah, and
so
a couple of the cards I have here, some of them just weren't even printed.
oh, like which ones?
They're actually mostly the monsters. There's like a couple of not sure. I think maybe Screwturn wasn't printed or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
All
Screwturn
I
does
will
not
say
sound familiar,
is
so that
that
makes sense.
the Synchron Warrior thing Yusei had going for him in the anime was a much more iconic deck than what he used in the manga.
Yeah, we gotta We got to get more eyes on the manga counterparts of these cards.
Personally, I think that Cipher Dragon is a more interesting final monster than Quasar was. I just think
Ooh.
it looks better.
I do think Cipher looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I think because Quasar got a weird chunky looking design to him. Whereas Cipher's got a nice, like, sleek dragon, more like classical dragon design.
Yeah, Cipher does look a lot more like your European Dungeons and Dragons-esque dragon, whereas the whole Quasar line looks like they're turning him into a spaceship.
Right, I don't hate other dragons, but Stardust very much is a more European looking dragon than he is a starship.
Oh yeah, undeniably. Visor, thanks so much for following and stopping by. We're doing pretty good.
And of course, Ultimate Saphir is Ultimate Bishvalken and Saphir merged into one.
Combine. The power of evil and good combined into a single chaotic creature, but now it's a machine.
They're machines because they're decked out in writing gear design stuff and engines and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and crack open that Nova scale. So, big synchro and synchro tuner accessories turbo decks are not a new concept to the game, but everyone who was watching me trying to power through this knows that that theme has not been pushed to this extreme. There is no synchro combo deck out there that requires the kind of brain knowledge that you need to play this deck specifically. I feel compelled to give it a 3 in novelty just for the sheer technical know-how that goes into making this and operating this. Objectivity. I don't even know how I would quantify the power level of these cards. We have cards that act as multiple tuners for the summon of a monster, but themselves only need to be one when making things like Overdrive Warrior, but that helps multiply the effects later on. It shuffles cards away at quick speed. We have field-wide protection combined with removal on some of these things. It's overall a lot to take in. So to be safe, I'm giving it a 4 in objectivity because A, I'm worried about the power level that you get out of cards like this one, and B, I think for a general purpose usage, there's so much text here that it would cause a second wave of people who don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! On YouTube to make a million videos about how cards have too much text in this game. Versatility. Do these cards see play in other decks? Well, correct me if I'm wrong. We might not have seen the card itself that does it. I don't see any kind of locks on any of these cards.
I mean, they have to be used in synchro decks, but I guess, like, a warrior could be used in TG.
Yeah, we could use that for any other deck that has the whole synchro tuner shtick. Any deck that likes machines or light monsters that are tuner or synchro capable can tech some of these in to give a little extra engine for that. Maybe stuff like Monodium, I might be reaching a bit too far, but that deck loves to make cards based on multiple tuners for their synchros.
Right, Monodium is definitely one that could use them, especially since they have a synchro tuner now.
Yeah. So it's not like widespread, but there's definitely some applications for these cards. So I'm giving a 2 in versatility to account for any of those niche decks that get added in here. Awesomeness. Folks, it's peak over the top synchro nonsense. these are the kinds of cards, and I believe that was your intention going into this, was to be the most over the top dramatic synchro possible pile in the world, and I think despite everything I've said so far this episode, you have succeeded at that in spades.
Is that not what 5Ds is?
Exactly.
And I didn't call them Axel Overdrive for no the main end monsters aren't called Limit Override, Axel Overdrive for nothing.
Nah. If we're removing the limiters, we are about to do some heinous shit.
Yeah.
So I'm giving the Excel Overdrivers a 14 on the Nova scale.
Yeah.
Almento, thank you so much for sharing all these with us.
Also, part of this deck design came from the fact that life, what is it? Life Force Dragon?
Livestream Dragon?
Power Tool Livestream Dragon?
Yeah.
Livestream Dragon being used as a tuner is way cooler than it has any right to be.
It kinda is. Like, you're so right.
Like, somehow, the mere act of a monster being used as a synchro material is the most powerful sounding thing in the universe.
We're refining our
Just
power.
the like explosive animation of the rings coming out along with the rapid sounding of the rings forming, just
Oh, it's good. 1 second. Can we get a little come on. Oh, this is lame. I can't just get the synchro summon sound effect. No. Okay, folks, just imagine the synchro summon sound effect whenever we're talking about this stuff, because we're definitely doing it.
I mean, isn't it the end of the stream?
You're right. Let me find
Who
it. Real
cares
quick.
if something's DMCA'd at the end of the stream?
Oh, it's not the DMC. I just can't find it. Like, no one's isolated just the synchro summoning sound effect.
If you're okay with I might be able to find you a video if you're okay with Clear Mind playing in it.
I mean, I was already playing that like for the latter half of it, so I'm already messed up if that's the case. Where is it?
Let me see. I have it in my liked videos.
Wow.
I'm gonna send you. Should be in my liked video.
All right, folks. I'm happy to announce that the Thirsty for Gothams hashtag is doing better than I could have ever possibly expected. Thank all of you folks for doing your work.
Can I find all of my notifications?
Visitor, show Siffer Dragon to a Yugi Boomer to give him an aneurysm.
Good.
You think synchros ruined the game? Wrong. The power of friendship.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna find it.
Oh, we got it. We got it. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the streaming stuff so I can return my videos to regular operational.
The video I'm gonna send you, the Quasar summon happens around 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
Boom. 3 minutes, 17 seconds. But that's not the only synchro summon happening there.
Yeah, this.
There we go.
I got an ad. I wanted to watch it with.
Oh, okay, I'm stopping it. We can't let the ads get in the way of this.
Yeah.
I usually love customs, but I can't stand some of the stuff that I see on DB. Well, like, that's the thing, right? Anyone can put whatever they want as the customs on DB, and, you know, not all those customs were made for a broader audience.
Right.
So, yeah, they're going to get on your nerves if that's not your deal, but hey, you know, you walked into the giant free-for-all custom room.
Yeah. Ad ended.
Okay, oof. You say it's gold now.
Yep.
I'm tuning my now level 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Black Feather Dragon, and Red Demon's Dragon to my level 8 Life Stream Dragon! When clustering stars come together as one, new bonds shine upon the world, become the light it shines upon! Darn, I was too quick. Limit over Excel Synchro! The evolution of light, shooting Quasar Dragon! There it is, folks.
Yeah.
You can't see it because it's not on screen right now. Music.
Also, couldn't hear. We weren't able to hear the noise live stream made.
Oh well, I have failed you.
Okay, I post the link in chat. So, the video I showed you actually has a really good cut in a little earlier in.
If you want to share it on the
basically-
Discord, feel free to share it on the Discord.
Oh yeah.
But we don't have the link set up here for Twitch.
Okay. What chat should I post it in?
I don't know. Is there like I forget. Do we have an anime section?
I mean, it is actually a Master Duel replay. That's got a really fun.
So it's technically Master Duel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that about does it for me, though. We've been streaming for like 2 hours. I'm losing my steam. Almento, thank you again so much for stopping by and showing off the power of Synchro. And I hope I'll see you next time.
Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Next time I should be showing off a little more down to earth deck. Literally, because its boss monster is Gaia, the incarnation of the elements.
All right. Well, we'll see how.
Gaia as in the deity, not Gaia as in the card.
Oh well. I guess no Gaia, the giant plate, Jim Crocodile picks this time.
Yeah. But yeah. It's gonna be called the archetype's gonna be called Elemental Beasts.
Ooh. All right. All right.
Which I'm surprised is not already taken by anything in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, then you better hop on that real quickly.
I mean, I already have. I've got most of them done.
All right. Well, then I'll see you next month with those. So take care. All right.
Yep.
Bye. Woof. Okay. I'm bushed. So I will see all of you not tomorrow. Well, you won't see me here tomorrow. You will see me on Hell Kitty Selena's channel tomorrow. Let me go ahead and I think I'm going to get this right. Hell Kitty Selena. Boom. I'm going to be on Hell Kitty Selena's channel tomorrow. Make sure that you follow her if you have not, because it is time for the monthly Fortress of Duel challenge where you can sign up to challenge me, Selena, or Laura Benz. Defeat 2 of us in a row, and you will have the honor of breaching the fortress and saying you have defeated the fortress leader in honorable combat. I don't know if signups are still up, but you can check the announcements section in the Discord. There is a link to both the server you need to sign up to as well as the submission form. There is a specific deck list, so make sure that your list conforms to that so that everything goes well. I will be in there, so if you want to crack at this handsome mug, I will be there. Toot sweet. Tomorrow, I think around 1 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. British Standard Time. So, don't miss out. It's time to raid. Who we raiding, folks? Who's up? Who up? Oh, you know what? Mistress Doom was in here earlier. Let's go ahead and send her. Let's go over to her. Boom. All right. Rating is beginning now. Folks, thank you all so much. Have yourself a wonderful day this remaining Saturday. If you're watching YCS, hope the coverage goes well. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.